Hey church, my name is Ty, and I'm so excited that we get to have the opportunity to have church together. What I love about our church is that we meet you right where you are at, and I get the awesome opportunity to lead those efforts each and every day through social media, through leading our microsites, to meeting you wherever you are watching from today. And that's what I love about our church, is that we can have church anywhere together. This weekend, though, is a little different. We've got a special guest missionary who is going to be sharing some information that's sensitive that we can't broadcast all over the world. But we didn't want to leave you guys hanging. We wanted to have church together. And what I love about this series is it talks about scars. Scars shape us, they mold us, they affect us mentally, they affect us physically, and they shape who we are and how we kind of see life and live our life every day. So I want to take the next few moments together. Let's worship, and then listen to Tyler as he talks about scars.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. And you have been so kind to me. We sing. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah, yeah. When I was your foe, still your love fought for me. You have been so kind to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. Yes, you have been so kind to me. No shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, just coming after me. We sing that together. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, just coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me every time. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear
It starts with a wound. It's a wound that's deep enough to do serious damage. And some people never let this wound heal. It's forever raw and forever open. But for most, it becomes a scar. Everybody has scars, and every scar has a story. Some are chosen and some are not. But God never wastes a scar. God takes our pain and our scars and turns them into joy. So we rejoice and we dance with our scars.
Everybody has a scar, and every scar has a story. We are all scarred. We live in a broken world. Accidents happen, things don't go as planned, sin entered, and with that, people hurt other people. And some scars are caused by nothing more than living in this rough and tumble world. And some come as a result of freedom. One of the greatest gifts that God has given is free will. With that freedom comes risk, and sometimes risk wounds. That's not as deep of a thought as it might first appear. It could be as simple as the freedom of a redneck saying, "Hold my beer and watch this," which inevitably you know what comes next. A scar. Here's what I want you to grab and hold for later. Why scars? God thought they would be useful. See, He could have created us so we didn't have to have scars. Tongues rarely scar. He could have made our whole body that way, but He chose not to. Instead, He made bodies that create these collagen fibers that stitch the wounds back together. It doesn't quite look the same as it did before, and it feels different around the skin, but it's usable, serviceable. And the purpose of scars serve purposes beyond just closing a wound. Let's go there. Every scar begins with a wound deep enough to really hurt. Now, every scar is not physical. There are emotional wounds that often are the deepest and most painful. Scars are a metaphor representing not only physical, but mental and emotional experiences as well. Every scar begins as a wound. But some wounds are never allowed to become scars. You never allow it to heal. When my dog Kato had surgery, which he's had several times unfortunately, they sent him home with like a cone of shame. Why? Well, he's not smart enough to leave the wound alone. He wants to lick at it and pick at it. He wants to pull the stitches before they're ready. And some of you might need a cone of shame because you can't leave your wounds alone either. Have you ever been in the hospital where someone's been strapped into the bed? They keep pulling out their IVs. They keep trying to remove that which brings healing. There's some of you who even pour poison into the wound. Bitter words, consuming negative thoughts, inappropriate actions that prohibit healing from ever occurring. So the wound remains open. You play with the wound, you pick at it, and you relive the pain over and over and over again. You leave the wound open and it's susceptible to infection, and with that it gets worse instead of better. Wounds that are left untreated or wounds that are picked at over and over again become infected, and that infection actually ends up being much worse than the initial wound. The fact is, it can kill you. Every scar begins as a wound. How it scars depends in large part upon how it's treated. What medical treatment was applied to the wound. Like if you clean it and disinfect it, if you stitch it up and close it, if you take antibiotics, chances are the scar won't be so unsightly. Appropriate treatment also cuts down the time it takes for a wound to heal. So let's stop off here. When you think through the hurtful experience in your life, is it still a wound or is it a scar? Is it still open or has it closed and left its mark, but it doesn't need constant attention? Your divorce, the accident, the abuse, the death of a loved one, losing your job. How about yours? Is it still open, raw, needing care? Or has it become a scar? Are there days that you don't dwell on the pain? Understand there's a path to this: wound, treatment, scar. Don't skip the treatment. Treatment promotes healing. Now let's shift things here a bit. Since this is a Christian study, I have to ask you some different kinds of scar questions. Like, do you think Jesus had scars as a kid? I mean, can you imagine any kid making it to 12 without a scar somewhere? Do you think he had scars from his days in the carpenter shop? Like, do you know any carpenter who doesn't have at least some scars that come from that trade? I don't know. Do you think that because he was God's son, because he was smarter and wiser and sinless, that he never ever got hurt badly enough to scar? Let's go here. During his ministry, when he healed people, did they scar? Take a leper who's already lost a couple of toes, his feet are ulcered and infected. Jesus touches him and he heals him. Were those toes restored? Did the ulcers leave scars? If they came away with the scars, do you think they were disappointed? Or were they thankful? Would they bemoan the blemish or embrace the grace? Regardless what you think about whether he carried scars from his childhood, regardless if you believe he had scars from his years in the carpentry trade, what happens when he's flogged and crucified? There should have been no scars. There wasn't time for scars, just 3 days. Hands, feet pierced through, a spear wound in his chest cavity, his back torn by the flogging. How long does it take a wound like that to heal? 3 days later, are there wounds or scars? On the night of his resurrection, after his trip earlier that day to Emmaus, Jesus appeared to the disciples. And John specifically notes that he showed them his hands and his side. But Thomas wasn't there, so Thomas didn't buy it. So the other disciples told him, "We've seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my finger where the nails were and put my hand into his side, I'm not going to believe it." A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. And though the doors were locked, Jesus came in and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." And then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here, see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." And then Jesus told him, "Because you've seen me, you've believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe." Jesus' resurrected body had the scars. So what difference does it make? It makes a huge difference. If you miss this, you miss the most important part. You see, dead men don't scar. Take a corpse, slice it open, and wait, it's not gonna scar. Sew it back together, put all the disinfectant on it you want, it won't scar. The wound never closes. Shoot a hole in a cadaver and come back later and the hole is still there. There's never a scar. Do you get it? Jesus didn't stay dead. He's alive. His scars are testimony to the risen Christ, but there's more. Thank God for scars, because your scars testify that you're alive, that you survived. Your scars tell the story that even though you might have thought that your time was going to end, it didn't. When your spouse left you and you thought there's nothing left in my life, that scar testifies that you survived. When your child died and you knew that you didn't want to live anymore, the scar tells us all that you survived. When you had that car wreck, you didn't let the wound win. You survived. When cancer threatened to end your life and you spent all that time worried that your life will be ruined, those scars remind you that you're a survivor. But your scars can be more than that. Your scars can be your motivation to serve others who are going through what you survived. Oh, scars testify that there was pain. Make no mistakes about that. The wound was deep and painful, and it took a long time to slowly close and finally heal. But the scar is a reminder that God can redeem the painful moments of our lives. The only question that remains is, has your wound healed? What do you need to do to close that wound and start healing? What do you still need to do to let it become a scar? See, a scar's never ugly. That's what the scar makers want us to think. But scars are testimony to our survival and God's ability to heal.
You unravel me with a melody, and you surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies, till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me, and love has called my name. And I've been born again to a family. Your blood flows through my veins. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child, sing that again, of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God, yes. And I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. A child of God, yes, Lord. You define me, you define me. I find my identity in you, Father. Child of God, yes I am, yes I am, a child of God, yes I am, yes I am, a child of God, yes I am, a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear, for I am a child of God. Come on, we sing this together. I'm no longer a slave to fear. Yes, I am a child of God. Come on, full of confidence. And I'm no longer a slave to fear. Yes, Lord. 'Cause I am a child of God, and I'm no longer to feed, for I am a child of God.
We're heaven spun creations, His pride and adoration, treasures woven by His love. His careful hands, they hold us safe within His promise of calling and of destiny. We're heaven spun creations, His pride and adoration, treasures woven by His love. His careful hands, they hold us safe within His promise of calling and of destiny.
Sing this together. And I will sing of all you've done, and I remember how far you carried me from beginning to the end. You are faithful, faithful to the end.
A father's heart that's for me, a never-ending story, love that's always chasing me. His kindness overwhelming, and hope for me unending. He's never given up on me.
And I will sing of all you've done, and I remember how far you carried me from beginning to the end. You are faithful, faithful. Let's sing that again. I will sing, and I will sing of all you've done, and I'll remember how far you carried me from beginning to the end, to the end. You are faithful, faithful to the end, until the end, until the end. You are faithful until the end. There wasn't a day, we sing. There wasn't a day that you weren't by my side. There wasn't a day that you let me fall. In all of my life, your love has been true. Yeah, with all of my life, I will worship, sing it again. There wasn't a day, oh no, that you weren't by my side. There wasn't a day that you let me fall. In all of my life, your love has been true. Yeah, with all of my life, I will worship you. Yeah, I will worship you. I will worship you. You are faithful. I will worship you. There won't be a day that you aren't by my side. There won't be a day that you let me fall. And all of my life, your love will be true. Yeah, with all of our lives, I will worship you. Come on. There won't be a day, oh no, that you are by my side. There won't be a day that you let me down. And all of my life, your love has been true. Yeah, with all of our lives, we will worship you. Yes, we will worship you. You are faithful, you are faithful, Lord. We worship you.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's sermon. I know it's a little different and it's a little shorter than normal. So while we have some time, I would love for you guys to break off into groups and let's have some discussion. There's two questions I would love to explore. One is, did you think Jesus had scars? I mean, he came to this earth as a human. He was a boy, teenager, an adult, and then he died. I'm sure he had lots of scars, and I'm sure scars affected him and how he did his ministry, how he lived day to day. So I'd love for you all to explore that and just have that conversation together. Second, how have scars impacted you? I have scars. One's right on my knee. I remember in second grade, I fell playing kickball. And I've had this huge scar on my knee ever since because I got stitches. And that's kind of affected me how I honestly go out and play. Sometimes I'm a little cautious because I don't want to fall down on glass and rock again and bust my knee open or other parts of my body. Also, there's scars that are much bigger. Right where you're at right now. I don't know where you're watching from, but I'm sure there's scars from your past that really affect you mentally and how you're living life. Or maybe scars are a good thing. You know, they remind you of your past. They want to set you up for the future, and you don't want to have those same scars again. So take a moment. Let's discuss those two questions, and then we'll just wrap this up, y'all. Thanks so much, and hope you have a great week.